Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And as you can see, I'm at the spot where my little doggy had peed on my own carpet. And I did a video, it should be the one before this one, showing how I had treated it. Now, the stain had happened the night before, and in the morning, all I did is I thought, I'm going to treat this as if it was a stain in a customer's house that they didn't know about. And I came in and just did what I would normally do. But normally when I run into a stain in somebody's house that I have to deal with, the stain is already dried. But in this case, of course, it was actually still wet. So what I did is I applied the ClO2 2,000 parts per million, and I just let it soak in to chase the urine into the bottom and backing of the carpet. And then that was left for a few hours because I had other things to do, and then I came back and I cleaned the carpet, and that was the video you were just watching, I assume. And I did spray again a little bit more of ClO2 onto the spot, so we got a double dose of the ClO2. And I did expect that it would wick, and overnight it did. It was actually fairly obvious this morning, but as you can see, it's just barely obvious now. You can just see a little bit. I can still smell the urine a little bit on the carpet, not very strongly at all. But I'm just kind of doing this in an unusual way that I would normally do it in a person's house. But I thought it'd be interesting to see what can happen just treating it in this manner. And I've only used the ClO2. I haven't put any peroxide on here at all. And you can see the discoloration is mostly gone now. And in fact, it probably would fade away even more within the next day or so, I think. But I'm not sure about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray it, and I'm just going to use my little handheld orbital on here, give it some agitation and transfer into this microfiber pad that I have on it. And this is all rug, which is what I usually use as a spotting agent. But there's ClO2 in here as well at 2,000 parts per million. So I'm going to apply it, but I'm not going to apply it too heavy. It's going to be wet, but I'm not trying to soak it into the backing at this point. So that's wet, but I don't really want to wash anything into the backing anymore. The pad on here is the microfiber, and right now, and it's dry. So, but I've got enough moisture, I think, on the carpet to work with. So. There's the little culprit right there. Well, I'll put my nose in here now. I cannot smell any urine at all now. Interesting. So I think what actually occurred is that the ClO2 did chase the urine into the backing, and then as the moisture wicked its way back up to the surface of the carpet, because the way it dries, carpet will dry, is the moisture will come up the yarn, and then off the end of the yarn into the air, and then but as it does so, it's drawing whatever up and leaves an impurity up on the top of the yarn, and then you see the staining or the soiling. So when I put my nose on there, before I just did this, I could smell the pee, but the pee was actually on the surface. Now I stick my nose in there just now, and because I just cleaned this area with the all rug, with the CO2 at 2,000 parts per million, and I can smell nothing now. And the stain is gone. So I will put comments, over the next, I expect to post this video today and the first one as well. I didn't post it yet. But I will check this, and if it reappears or if there's an odor that appears, comes back within the next few days or whatever, I will put that in the comments. But I don't expect that it will. This spot looks just wonderful. So remember, I started off with it was a wet, fresh urine stain. It had happened the night before, so just a few hours later, I did not blot it up. I did not suck it out. I just thought, I'm just going to treat it as if I had come across this stain in someone's house that the dog had done it, weeks prior or whatever. So this is kind of just an interesting experiment to see how effective the ClO2 is just in doing it in this manner. So I did not suck it out. I did not blot up the urine. I just left it in there. But you put the ClO2 in there. ClO2 will break down the organic matter. It is a soft surface sanitizer, which means that it will destroy odor molecules as well as germs, bacteria, and viruses on contact. It breaks it apart and breaks it down into its base elements, and that's how it works. It doesn't add a smell. It removes the odor at the molecular level. So and as far as the germs and bacteria, it breaks down and destroys the bacteria. It actually breaks apart the bacteria at the cellular level. I've got some interesting documentation on that. It also addresses viruses as well, but it actually, the oxygen molecule gets into the bacteria and breaks it apart, and then it just breaks down into its base elements. It's almost like it causes very rapid decay of the organic matter is what it does, how it works. So anyway, it's looking really good right now, and I'll keep you posted as to how successful this was. So thank you for watching. Have a good day.